Hello everybody, Joojinho here. Welcome back to another video. Once again, forecasting this event. There is a day freeze scenario risk here of severe weather for a 15% severe weather probability here across Missouri, Illinois, Indiana. Gets parts here of Wisconsin here, also parts of Ohio. Pretty interesting setup as we go through. The SPC mentions here the possibility of all hazards here: isolated wind damage, hail, and possibly a few tornadoes. The models haven't been great so far. I'm going to show to you 4 models, so yeah, a lot of things to be looking out for. You have the HRW, we have the RRFSA, we have the HRRR, and NEM 3 kilometers. So yeah, some things have changed. The models have been on a slight uptrend here. There's also something to talk about next week. Yes, I'm going to talk about the 9th, the 4th of March 2024. Looks interesting so far. Of course, not saying much. We are still very far out. It could be, it probably will have a phase here of down trending on the next 2-3 days. But yeah, I'm going to show to you. Don't expect nothing, okay? Could end up not being nothing. But actually, this one could be this day 3. I don't completely exclude the possibility here of a 10% hatched tornado probability here. But yeah, we're going to wait till tomorrow to say anything about that. And also, this could change here. This could bust. Actually, there's a possibility here of a convection inhibition here, or even a cap, a very small cap developing here, limiting robust develop of severe weather. Or we'll need some time to talk about it. Before we go to the models, actually, I need to talk about day 4. Yes, finally they responded to my prayers for them to downgrade it, and they have downgraded it into a day 4 predictability too low instead of a 15% severe weather outlook. I still think there could be severe weather here around this area here of the US, but I don't completely expect robust development of severe weather. On the day 4, they 4 to 8 here, they do mention the possibility of some severe weather next week already. With too much widespread on the models for them to add. Now, let's go to the models, shall we? The first model that I want to give a little bit of a glance is not going to have a big 4 in. I'm not going to go deep because the model doesn't go that far just yet. This is the 0Z for the 28th. So yeah, late 27, the evening here of 27. We do already see a little bit of development here. Starting, we do have quite a little bit. There's a model right here, the RFSA. It's going a little bit nuts right now. It's the model that's showing the most robust thing. I don't believe in it. I'm just showing it for show to you. But yeah, don't trust this model like with much things at all. I don't trust this model. Okay. This is the cape here, surface-based cape, for around like 3 p.m. if I'm not wrong. Look at this, 3,100 joules per kilogram here in Illinois. Don't expect this cape. More than likely won't happen. I do expect around 15, maybe 1,700 joules per kilogram, which is what the other models are showing. But yeah, I don't expect this. The RFSA is overdoing this quite a little bit, right? And also this coincides here with a big bump in the moisture. Let me show it to you. This is the moisture map, the dew points here, and you can see that big shadow here of 3,000 joules per kilogram there of cape. Coincides here with our 65s Fahrenheit here, 60s, and yeah, it gets the moisture way northern, right? We expected the threat to be a little bit lower. Now it's more northern because the moisture has gotten up quite a little bit, right? We have here maybe actually 66 Fahrenheit, 66 degrees of cape of 66 degrees of viewpoints here. I don't expect this to occur. The other model solutions here, the other camps here, the close range models here, I expect them to appear, which is around 60 dew points, around 16, 15, 16, maybe 17, 1800 joules per kilogram of cape. Also, that same big band of stronger cape coincides here with a big region here of the most beloved composite parameter here of models, the STP, significant tornado parameter here, around 3, pretty high honestly, for STP for this time of year here. So yeah, we have quite an interesting setup, considering, I mean, the RFS shows a full-blown like 10% hatched, deserves more than that, maybe could deserve more than that, if we base completely on the RFS. Of course, the SPC doesn't do that. They go on for all the models, especially this one, which is an experiment, is a prototype. So yeah, let's leave experiments here behind. Let's go to the NAM. This is surface-based cape here on the 18Z NAM 3 km conus here, run for today. 21Z, so by the time of the event it may lower a little bit. But yeah, it does show stronger cape here, around 1800, maybe getting into 200 joules per kilogram of cape, which is pretty okay cape. Not amazing, but still okay cape. Let me show you the reflectivity here for you, the simulated reflectivity here, to show the development of the storms. So this is the composite reflectivity here, and we see already those updrafts here showing up, right? And yeah, this is where the most ranger thing, the most bizarre thing. This is the composite reflectivity map here with those helicity tracks and all that. And yeah, we now have a little bit of a problem here. If we have a linear storm mode, which is definitely possible, we will end up seeing more of a wind threat, and a strong wind threat. Okay, not a weak wind threat. However, if we see more of a discrete supercell, or maybe as the NAM 3 km showing a semi-discrete at least storms here, supercells developing here, we could end up with a little bit of trouble here. Of course, if it produces, right? Because 10% like to don't produce, but if it does, okay, we could end up here with a little bit of trouble, something to be looking out for. Potentially here a severe weather event. This probably severe weather event of February here. Of course, we have the 8th. So far, the most significant severe weather event here of the month. Also, we had the hailers, the big hailers that earlier this month. But yeah, in terms of tornadoes, we only have the 8th. This could end up being the big trouble if we have a more discrete development of storms. Let me show you the sounding here. So this is sounding here, 0Z from NAM. We have here strong surface-based cape around 2000 joules per kilogram here. Have 184 3 km cape. So yeah, we have strong 3 cape. SRH looks to be pretty okay here, around 220, 270. The EHI, which is Energy Helicity Index, it still is strong as well, around 2.93. Wind shear, more than likely pretty okay as well. Lapse rates are fine as well, 8.4 surface-based lapse rates. We have here a TOR, possible hazard type TOR, curved topograph once again. Maybe could see a little bit more of a curve, but okay, that's fine already. And here, based completely on the STP, it's showing around a 3. It's around 2.3, 2.2 on the STP, so a little bit weaker than the RFS, but still pretty strong. This still could definitely produce a tornado, probably even a possibly strong tornado, if an environment like this is able to have a storm across it, and the storm is able to use the environment. But the environment has to first go through the first place, and This maybe could end up being an issue here. We could actually end up seeing a little bit of a cap, but yeah, we're going to wait for it. We're going to have to look out later, because actually we may end up seeing uh, a blue sky bust. What do I mean with a blue sky bust? The cap here, we have enough inhibition on the atmosphere. We don't have storms. The clouds are unable to develop, and if clouds aren't able to develop, we have a beautiful, the most beautiful blue sky of your life. You're not going to see anything bad. So yeah, this is going to be the lookout here as of right now. Okay, cap and scene, which is the convective inhibition, may be something to be looking out for if you think about storm chasing this event. But yeah, this is something that we'll need to wait for better and closer range model data. We still don't have the extrapolar before we decide on anything more concrete. Okay, so wait a little bit, take with a little bit of a grain of salt. So now this is probably one of the one of the craziest model runs here. It's the HRW VF3. It's not the best model, but I like to show it to you because I like to show you the biggest amount of the biggest range of models here, and I don't have many. Okay, I'm not going to use the global models to show it to you. This is the composite reflectivity here, and you just see some semi-discrete or discrete thunderstorms developing here by the 23Z here on Tuesday. Okay, we see some thunderstorms developing here. Let me show you the Cape. Surface-based Cape here we have 1700, 1800, actually 2000. 2100 around here joules per kilogram of Cape here. So yeah, we have these kind of range around 2000, 1800, around all that joules per kilogram. I don't think it's going to be that high. Okay, depends on a little bit of some factors, but if this does end up happening here, we're going to have a more robust severe event than what we expected just like 2 days ago. Okay, let me go to reflectivity. Now I have the updrafts right here, and you can see here one hell of an updraft here developing on this storm right here. Does this mean that this storm, you don't take the localization of the storm, right? If you live on the storm, you don't need to, if you live on the area that this storm is showing here, don't need to panic. You don't need to think that there's going to be this third tornado outbreak. No, don't need to. This is just a general range of where May storms develop. Let me show a sounding for you here. Once again here, back with another sounding here. Once again, we have curved photographs here, which is quite a little bit of a curved photograph. Once again, strong blast rate here, around 7.5. Capes is pretty okay here, around 1600 joules per kilogram here. SRH and AHI, which is the energy helicity index and the storm relative helicity, these are pretty overdue by the HRW and the NAM. Pretty overdone here. 400 SRH, 5.1 AHI is pretty overdone. Like you can see, this doesn't agree with the other models. Free Cape is around 92, and the STP shows around an EF3. Don't believe in that, okay? Once again, we show quite a little bit of maybe a possible cap inversion here. So yeah, this is something to be looking out for. Cap, if you're a storm chaser, or you're looking out for storms, you know, if you're a person in the area, look out, of course. This is an event that I think I might start using stronger wording if needed. I'm not going to just throw tornado outbreak with a 2% like I did on other situations. But that situation had a reasoning. I thought the SBC was making a bizarre corrective outlook. But yeah, so right now I have a reason, and yeah, this is a pretty interesting situation to be like looking out for. Uh, Tornadoes, if storms develop, if so a lot of it ifs, right? If storms develop, if storms are able to be able to continue this squeeze, we'll have a more of a supercellular mode. Uh, if not, line of storms, man, all the way. For Wednesday, I don't expect much of severe weather. Like, I think the quasi-linear convective system will end up developing later, earlier or later. It will develop, but already it will be weakening by Wednesday. So yeah, Wednesday won't bring much trouble, although some severe weather is not completely excluded. Now let me go to where the weenies go, which is day 8. We go to the Euro model, man. So this is the ECMWF, the Euro model here for the 4th March already. So we are in March, all talking about this event, 2024. And man, I gotta tell you, this looks interesting. Definitely looking like an event, okay? Of course, let me be clear, just before anyone calls me a weatherini. No, I'm not emphasizing at all that this is going to be a severe weather event. I'm not going to hype it. I know that there's people with storm anxiety, so don't take anything for granted, okay? There is a very big possibility of this downtrending a lot. I'm just showing it so that because I think it's funny. I think it's funny to see models so far out being crazy as they have been. It's just actually this looks like extreme deja vu from the last this weekend event. These week's event actually, it looks extremely similar, extremely look-alike trough here, negative tilted here. Once again here, a pretty strong trough shown by the Euro model, as you can see right here. The GFS shows a pretty similar signal. Also, the sample showed a pretty similar stuff. Now, should we be worried? As of right now, not at all. You don't need to be worried about this. Okay, I'm saying extremely seriously. Okay, because I know that I have people with storm anxiety. People might watch my channel. I'm going to use very broad terminology here, not because I want to make it like so people don't look out for this. Because if there is something that is needed to be looked out, okay, I'll say it. I'm not going to mitigate the words. But so far out, we cannot use strong words. Okay, differently from the day 3 outlook, which we have a lot of information. We've seen it downtrend and uptrend. So yeah, we have around a consistency, a little bit of a consistency right now. So yeah, I can use a little bit. I know I have storm anxiety myself, and yeah, I know that I have to use broad terminology. So yeah, don't take anything for granted. This is not a severe weather forecast, a major tornado outbreak. If it ends up happening, I'm going to slowly but surely use stronger wording. Okay, this is not even day 4 to day 8. I'll look from the SBC, right? Y'all remembered what happened on the 20th when we were looking at the severe weather event this week. So yeah, don't take anything on the models for granted, y'all. I've seen people on Twitter actually say, judge a lot of people who post this. I don't have any problems with posting it. I think it's interesting to look at the models because actually, if this doesn't end up happening, wow, like you're going to congratulate the person for looking out so far. But the person might be doing a crazy move because looking out so far is complete suicide, man. You cannot trust the model so far, and this week's possible severe weather event has shown that. I actually deleted a little bit of my videos talking about that because I noticed that I was using too strong wording, and now I have decided to broaden the terminology. I'm sorry if anyone has storm anxiety, and yeah, now I'm going to use broader terminology when we talk about very far away severe events. Okay, back on severe weather. Uh, Back, it's not on severe weather forecasting because this is not forecasting. This is almost predicting. Okay, make the prediction. Play on the lottery. We have this pretty strong here trough, negative to the trough here, as you can see right here, shown by the Euro model here, with quite a little bit of moisture advection here, as you can see. We even have a. I've seen people on Twitter jokingly talking about this. We even have a dry line now. So yeah, quite a little bit of a moisture here, developing here. So yeah, it has some pretty stored soundings here and there. Does that mean anything? This far out, nothing. Just something that I wanted to show you out. The possibility, not even say the possibility, a very, 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 very small possibility, as of right now, for some severe weather next week. I'm not going to use any terminology more than that. So, for the people that might get impacted by these week's event, be safe, y'all. Stay safe. See you next time. It's going to be tomorrow, talking with more details, more models about these week's severe events. See you next time.